So originally, Duke Nukem Forever was not going to be my second review. I had actually planned to review the pseudo-sequel to X-Blades known as Blades of Time. I recorded the entire game, scripted a review, but when I got to recording the audio I realised, you know, this script is really boring. And try as I might, I couldn't salvage it. Looking back, I should have known it was going this way. The game itself was so boring in most areas I'd window out and go watch YouTube videos, or sometimes only play for 30 minutes on fear of falling the fuck asleep. So basically not really interesting enough for a full review. If you, for some reason, want my brief review of Blades of Time, Which sums up today's topic quite well. Duke Nukem Forever is a game infamous for taking forever
I ought to break a broom handle off in your ass
to come out. For all you people who somehow live under a rock and haven't really heard of this legend, just know this game was slated to release in 1998 and only saw release a whopping 13 years later in 2011. How does a game take that long to release? A lot of shit. So much shit I can't detail it in this video. To save time and my patience, I'll link to the Wikipedia article on the development of this game in the description. So give it a read if you're interested. In short, this game's release was a massive joke. It was that thing you could point and laugh at when you're talking about something taking ages to release. It was basically the Half-Life 3 meme, but, you know, actually funny. Now after all that talk about how long the game took to make, surely it'd be an amazing game. One of the best first-person shooters of all time, right? Right? No. This game is fucking boring. It's filled to the brim with either short, linear levels that just seem to end before they really get going, or long, padded-out levels that stick you in one of the two godforsaken vehicles, either a little toy car or a monster truck. The handling is so loose, the monster truck will flip if a stiff breeze hits it, and the toy car just flies all over the damn place, which is fun for a short while, until the level drags on, and I think you see where this is going. The monster truck levels are the worst of the vehicle stages. They go on a lot longer than the toy car stage, and are padded more than a fucking mattress. You drive for a bit, then you go get some gas. Drive some more, get some gas. Drive gas, re-fucking-peat. That truck either has some pretty bad mileage, or Duke is only using half the can, and he just keeps the rest. In fact, that spare gas might be what powers Duke's swimming, which is apparently a class Duke seems to have missed, as he swims like a busted old tugboat. He's so damn slow, which is of course amazing in levels where you need to get from A to B before Duke very quickly runs out of breath. I seriously think Duke needs to do some cardio because he can't hold his breath or run for shit. After 2 seconds he's gasping for air. It's especially bad near the end of the game, where you have to go from one stream of bubbles to another like Sonic the fucking Hedgehog and turn valves to keep the bubbles moving forward. And then you fight a boss. Underwater. Because this experience just wasn't painful enough. But if the levels are disappointing, what about the gunplay? It's okay. Most of the guns are loud and they kill things. The ones I found most useful were the shotgun, Ripper and the RPG. Pretty early on you'll get one of the two new alien guns, which sounds cool, until you realise it has all the damage potential of a mild fart, and sounds like a toy laser gun I had when I was 6. It's immediately outshone by Duke's golden pistol, which kinda sounds like an innuendo when I say it like that. I carried it through the entire game just for an achievement, but only on the PC version. I'll explain why at the end. I think it'd be more useful if you could dual-wield pistols, but that feature isn't in the game. It makes me sad. At some point you get an alien homing laser hornet gun thing, which is great if you enjoy blowing yourself up, or watching them fly around the enemy and then fly off to make a new life together. Next on the list is the first part of my 2-gun team that I carried through pretty much the entire game, the shotgun. Much like in Duke Nukem 3D, the shotgun is fun, loud and effective. If anything decides to get nose to nose with old Duke boy. Once you get this beast, never let it go. The second team player is the Ripper. Like the shotgun, it seems to work near enough to how it did in Duke Nukem 3D. So unloading this fucker on a room full of pig cops is always fun. The RPG is a rocket launcher. It does what it's supposed to do, blow shit up. I can't really ask for much else. Unlike its successor, the Devastator. I don't know if it's just me, but it seems oddly weak compared to its counterpart in Duke Nukem 3D. What used to rip through enemies is suddenly taking multiple rockets to take down, for example, Octobrains. I just feel it should be a lot louder and a lot more powerful. It's a dual rocket launcher for fuck's sake, it's Duke's second superpower. I don't want to talk about his first. You can punch enemies, but I almost never did. That's where the steroids and the 2 other items you can find come in. The steroids make you super strong, but if you're in melee range, then you're also in dying range. I've never been a fan of that whole dying thing, so I rarely ever bothered. Beer soaks up some damage for the cost of being able to fucking see, and Hollow Duke acts as a rather useful and sometimes amusing distraction. For me, it was the best of the 3 items, as in it was, you know, useful. The first item you have is Duke's Shades, which you always have, even at night, because Duke is hip as fuck. All it does is add the worst night vision I have seen in quite a while. I thought the whole point of night vision was being able to fucking see, but it's so blinding I actually had to turn the brightness down on my TV just to see through the piercing light, which kind of defeats the purpose of night vision. I had to use it a lot, unfortunately, especially during the hive levels. The hive levels which have a bad case of tonal whiplash. One minute you're running through the streets of Vegas killing some pig cops and enforcers, then all of a sudden you're in a dark, grimy alien cave network with people strapped to the walls and ceilings, and the sounds of loud moaning and crying. This would work for a horror game, but in Duke Nukem it really does seem to come out of nowhere. Especially when you finish the hive and get back outside, but you fight a giant alien queen with massive alien tits in a fucking sports stadium. I mean, did 2 separate people put this section together? Because it really fucking seems like one of them thought this was Colonial Marines, and must have been really damn confused when he saw the final product. Oh, and just to finish this section off and to clarify for anyone who's wondering, yes, the game has jumping puzzles. And yes, they suck. As always. But you can throw shit if that makes you feel any better.
Why am I doing this?
When it comes to sound, this game is a mixed bag. Most of the guns sound okay, it's really just the alien guns and the Devastator that could be better. Aliens grunt, NPCs talk and die, but thankfully John St. John is still Duke Nukem, so Duke is still Duke, which means he's almost always hilarious, even when he's spouting memes. I can't help but enjoy it. On the other hand, most other jokes not delivered by Duke are either just older than dirt memes or just not funny. It feels like the writer tried really hard to get a laugh out of everything and it just starts getting awkward. It'd be like a stand-up comedian midway through his set just dropping his trousers and taking a shit on stage. Then he just stares at you waiting for you to laugh. Just stop. Please, it's just not funny. I also find it rather ironic that they keep mentioning better games.
Power armor is for pussies.
Oh, that's fucking rich, Mr. Regenerating Health. While we're here, I hear Batman wants his fucking Cal Vision back. They also take repeated swipes at Gears of War, which is still funny to me because at least Gears of War didn't completely bore me compared to everything past the halfway point of this pile of mediocrity. Also, God knows what the soundtrack was like. I could barely hear it. From the recordings, it's just basic music that was so generic my brain actually phased it out. But hey, at least the Duke theme is still cool. It's pretty hard to fuck that up outside of like a swing jazz version. Although I kind of want to hear that now. The game isn't packing much in the graphical department either. Close up everything looks like it's been rubbed with oil as everything is super shiny. While far away we discover Duke has some form of cataracts, with everything far away looking super blurry, and in some other big vista shots it looks like Duke defends a cardboard city filled with little tiny toy men. I also doubt anything could be more boring than the desert levels. I know deserts are brown, but Christ, other colours exist. Fucking use them. Duke 3D had levels in desert environments and still made them super interesting, both visually and gameplay wise. Then again, Duke 3D levels weren't just super basic hallways, so I guess you can't really do much with hallways. Maybe hang up some art, paint the walls, I don't know. The character models look fine. You can really tell they put a lot more work into the female models and the male clone things. Hey, it's Duke Nukem, it might just be how he sees the world. So, Duke Nukem Forever. Is it a bad game? Honestly, no. It's a very mediocre basic first-person shooter with some funny moments and a decent amount of fun gunfights, spoiled by bad driving, swimming levels, blurry graphics and some damn cringy old memes spouted out as jokes. If you can get it cheap, as I did, it'll blow a few hours, but for full price, fuck no. Especially on console, because I don't know if they patched this, but last time I played it, the loading times were awful, taking upwards of 5 minutes, at least on my Xbox, and limiting you to the use of 2 guns. 2 fucking guns. Why would you ever do that in a Duke Nukem game? It just seems so stupid. So if it's on sale on PC for under £15, go for it if you're interested, but on console, avoid. Oh, and if you're interested for some reason, you can get the Balls of Steel Collector's Edition of this game for like £14.99 as opposed to the £90 it was released for. So, have at it, I guess.
Suck it down. Holy shit.